Motion carried.
Thank you all. We appreciate it.
Very good, that's good. Thank you, Wanda. Thank you all for being here, Masters. Thank you for seeing the need for this exciting program. We do have another Louisiana Works agenda item. Yes. We don't want to wait for that.
So first of all, let me just say a big thank you for that vote. I love this stuff, and it's going to be great, and you will love it. So we will work with your county, with your county attorney, to get that agreement drawn up very quickly. Let me describe something very small that is important because we need to improve. Kentucky and Works for years and years and years has been, the fiscal agent has been the Louisville Metro government. We are shifting to becoming what we call a component unit of Louisville Metro government. So think of the way not Metro Parks, but the Waterfront Development Corporation, the Parkland Authority, they are also component units. You're still connected to Metro government, but you're slightly more separate. We have an interlocal agreement that governs how we interact with all 7 counties. So as we make that change, we had to make 2 changes to that interlocal agreement. And I think the draft is in front of you. One just changes who the fiscal agent is, because Kentucky and Works will become its own fiscal agent. All of the same protections the board has will stay in place. All the employees at Kentucky and Works will remain Metro government employees. All of the checks will be processed by Metro. We're not going to have our own checkbook, so I'm sure the board that all of those protections will be in place. We'll have a separate audit. We've had $100 million flow to Kentucky and Works in the 11 years I've been there. No audit findings, no significant problems of any kind. I promise you we will maintain that record. So changes who the fiscal agent is, and then there's a little thing that I added in there. In the absolute worst case scenario, if there was ever some sort of finding, here's the order of how we would go about trying to figure out how that stuff would be paid. So what I'm doing is just presenting that interlocal agreement to you all because I need to have it approved by all 7 counties in order for that to become official so that we can make that switch July 1.
Yes, the liability paragraph he's talking about wasn't in your prior agreement. It's on paragraph 11C5, just so that you're aware of it.
I'll make a motion to authorize the judge to sign this new interlocal agreement with Kentucky and Works.
Thank you, Manager.
Second.
Thank you, Manager. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Ms. Brandon, will you read the motion?
Yes, ma'am. The motion is to authorize the judge to sign and enter into the interlocal agreement with Kentucky and Works.
And may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcroft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Britt, and thank you, Kentucky and Works board members, and Jennifer, and Chris.
Yes.
Thank you all for what you do in helping the society. And Lou Ann Moore, Tom Kelly, Keith Rippey, and Rita Sharp is not here. Thank you all for spending so much time in helping our community. And Lou Ann, a big thanks to you because you've been serving on the board for quite some time. It's been kind of out there, like I said, promoting, persistent. And we appreciate your persistence.
Hey.
I'm going to make a small change in the order of our agenda. Todd Campbell of QK4 is here, and we had this contract on our agenda at the last fiscal court meeting, so we probably still have some questions. We also have Arthur And we have Brad here, represent, or, because you all, go ahead, I'll let you talk yourselves. Nah.
We're just here spectators.
Spectators, okay. Rob, you come on up. Rob Campbell's with UK Moore. And will you please present that agreement?
Absolutely. Judge, Mr. Court, thank you. No, last meeting, you all discussed this at some length, and I was unable to be here, but we've given you all a corrected contract. There were some errors on the last one, so I'm hoping you all have that in your hands. This would be a contract to assist you all in understanding the impact of the new floodplain mapping on the county. We would assess the number of properties and structures impacted by project mapping, and also take time to review the model that was utilized to create the new mapping, and make recommendations to you all about what action, if any, you need to take in trying to remedy some of the situations that may be caused by the new mapping. So by that I mean new properties or properties or structures that were previously not in the floodplain that are now deemed to be in the floodplain. So that would be the gist of what we do with this contract. It's a $10,000 hourly not to exceed contract, so we will only pay you for time to spend. If we do our work and it takes $3,500, that's all we spend. So that's the gist of the contract. I guess since you all already talked about it, with that, we'll just
Can I ask a question?
open the door for any questions.
And of course, Director Rowan Hammond, okay, you can say something. As Director Rowan Hammond, she's our floodplain map coordinator, so Rowan's here to answer any questions as well. So do that right, floodplain map coordinator. What's the county coordinator?
You can be the map coordinator.
Yes.
Throw that in.
I just throw it.
I read this thing, and it's very, for me, it's kind of confusing in one respect. However, I think if I have a couple questions answered, then I might understand
Yes,
better.
ma'am.
And the reason that I'm kind of into this is because I've had some constituents down in my district. There's several that have get into high water when we have a lot of rain and everything. So I was wondering if the people where you're going to be working, the people that have houses there, somewhere said that they would be talked to during the process of them doing these maps, that the people who are in this, what you figure is the floodplain, or has been in the floodplain, they will have questions that you could answer, or whoever's working. My question is, are they going to have to pay any money to the land surveyor or the registered engineer or any of those people that are doing the work when they're there to try to get a view of whether or not this property is still going to be in a floodplain?
No.
No?
Our work primarily will be in the office.
Oh, I see.
We're going to be reviewing the old mapping versus the new mapping and the model that was created.
I saw where it said in here that some of it would be by aerial.
Well, there's aerial photography and digital mapping that's utilized. So, yeah, I don't anticipate actually meeting with any property owner. I would think that, and obviously if this process moves forward, the residents of Bullitt County and property owners in Bullitt County will be given an opportunity to review the new mapping as part of their process. But we've not yet that process has not been initiated yet, the actual public notice process. So we will not be actually contacting the residents at this point.
Thank you.
So it's my understanding what you're going to do is take information that is available from prior mapping and the new information that the government's come up with and look at it and then make recommendations to us on what we should try to do to help the situation for the equal affordability.
two things, basically, make recommendations. If you do need to do anything, if after reviewing it and discussing that with you all, the impacts are not significant enough to warrant you all spending more money to further investigate the model or to create your own model and depict the floodplain as you would believe it should be through us as your engineer, then you wouldn't need to do that. So basically, if there's 5 houses impacted countywide, then you're not gonna want to spend any more money on the effort to try to figure out if you need to do anything about that. So we're looking for a range of input and assessing that, and then looking at the actual models that were used to calculate the floodplain and seeing if we agree with their assumptions and information they utilize to create that model. There's a lot of assumptions and data that's utilized to create that model that could impact the actual floodplain elevation.
Up to 10,000. I tell you what, just give me permission to sign.
Yeah. So then, I'll make a motion to give the judge executive permission to sign the UK for engineering plan.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Magistrate. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Ms. Brady, read the motion.
This man, the motion is to authorize the judge to sign and enter into the agreement with PK4.
We don't need a title, just as long as it says that the agreement with you before.
I can ask concerning the FEMA contract.
Yes, if that's okay with it. Magistrate, I can do. And Ms. Brady, may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Blackwell?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you
We
all.
didn't start right away, from our 32%, we parallel working for the city, he is for the city, and it sounds like you're on
Thank you, Rob, Arthur, and Fran, thank y'all for being here, Clayton's here. And we got to know, and know and thank you all that you're doing with this whole situation. Magistrate, thank you very much for sending me for that. Is there anything you need to do? Okay, let's go back to the departmental reports. Director Ron Cannon has a text amendment. Good evening, Ryan.
Okay, we have a text amendment, it's docket number 2014 T-01, the applicant, Bullitt County Joint Planning Commission. The proposal is a text amendment to section 2.200, words and terms defined, to amend the definition of building or structure. The Bullitt County Joint Planning Commission voted to send a favorable recommendation to Bullitt Fiscal Court in all the cities within its boundaries on the above text amendment.
The only thing, just before I read this into the record, the only thing that is basically changed is the term for carport, okay? Because that continues to be a major source of contention, okay? Just so you know. Zoning ordinance number 14-03, series 14, series 2014. An ordinance relating to the text amendment to the Bullitt County Planning and Zoning regulations regarding the definition of the word building. Be it ordained by the Fiscal Court of the County of Bullitt, Commonwealth of Kentucky in summary. Number 1 sets forth that section 2.200 of Article 2 of the Bullitt County Planning and Zoning regulations is hereby amended to read building, any combination of materials, whether portable or fixed, comprising a covered but not necessarily wall structure, or anything constructed or made for the purpose of providing support, shelter, or enclosure of persons, animals, or movable property of any kind, end quote. Number 2 sets forth that the rest and remainder of section 2.200 of Article 2 of the Bullitt County Planning and Zoning regulations will remain the same. Number 3 sets forth that if any provision of this ordinance is deemed unconstitutional or invalid for any reason by a court of competent jurisdiction, that such provision be deemed a separate provision and shall not affect the validity of the remaining provisions of this ordinance. Given the first reading at this regular meeting of the Bullitt Fiscal Court on March 4th, 2014, and set for a second reading at the regular meeting of the Bullitt Fiscal Court on March 18th, 2014.
Thank you, County Attorney Robinson.
I do have we had 3 computers that were replaced in our office, and I just want to give you this. This is a certificate from Professional Office Solutions that they took the old computers and they were going to recycle them, and they this just shows where they destroyed the hard drives. Have that in your records on that. So they are no longer, those computers on there are no longer in service. Any questions?
Thank you, Director Hammond. Okay, Deputy Judge Craddock, you want to talk about what Director Stivers needs?
Yes, Director Stivers would like to ask the court to make a motion giving him permission to advertise for asphalt bids.
I'm sorry, permission to do what?
To advertise for asphalt bids.
Second.
Thank you, Magistrates. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Ms. Brandon, will you please read the motion?
The motion is to authorize Director Stivers to advertise for asphalt bid.
And you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Ms. Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Is that it, Deputy Judge, for the Judy? Thank you. Okay, Director Mike Phillips, our Emergency Services Director. And people are higher. Good evening, Mike.
I have before you one item this evening, my recommendation to hire the following employees. Full-time employees, Natasha Kamira with the Communications Division, will be making $12 an hour. Brian Dean, the EMS Division is EMT at $12 an hour. Jamie Dennis, EMT, EMS, $12 an hour. Part-time employee, paramedic Bill Kersey, at EMS, $16 an hour. And Ronald No, part-time maintenance and mechanic, at $13 an hour at EMS.
Okay, I wish to appoint, or I wish to hire I make a motion to hire the following people as recommended by Director Mike Phillips. Excuse me, Natasha Kamari, Brian Dean, Jamie Dennis, Bill Kersey, Ronald No, and he's already specified for what. Bridget, do you have any?
Yes, ma'am.
Do I hear a second to my motion?
No, sir.
Thank you, Magistrate. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? And Ms. Brand, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Ms. Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carried.
informational purposes only, the communications position, that fills one of the open 3 positions. We're starting to re-interview and call in second interviewees to fill those positions, and the 2 full-time positions at EMS will fill 4 of the open positions. So I'm sure you'll be seeing me in the next couple of weeks to fill some open positions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's me. Deputy Judge, would you like to bring up Director Hatfield's issue?
Yes, Director Hatfield would like the court to make a motion giving him permission to advertise for bids for cleanup days.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Magistrates. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Ms. Brand, please read the motion.
The motion is to authorize Director Hatfield to advertise for bids for cleanup today.
And you may, call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Ms. Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. Okay, Director Hawkins?
I have nothing, Judge.
All right, thank you. Director Moore?
He was here because it's never been hard to talk. The full-time park system, I mean, the could be good.
Under old business number 2, second reading of budget amendment 13-14, and Ms. Shaw, will you read it? Thank you.
This is the second reading for ordinance number 13-14, amendment number 1. It's an ordinance relating to the annual budget and amendment thereof, whereas the county of Bullitt has realized unbudgeted receipts from the general road and jail, be it ordained by the fiscal court of County of Bullitt, Commonwealth of Kentucky. Section 1, the budget for fiscal year 13-14 is amended to increase the receipts of the general road and jail by $725,529 to include unbudgeted receipts from account code 014727 refunds in the amount of $66,675. Account code 014901, a prior year carryover, in the amount of $437,936. Account code 024516, the truck licensing distribution for $9,994. Account code 024901, prior year carryover, $58,517. Account code 034537, a state control intake for $84,641. And 034727 reimbursement in the amount of $67,766. Section B is to increase expenditure accounts. Account code 015081-586 for building maintenance repair in the amount of $28,169. And the account code 019200-9990 for the reserve in the amount of $476,442. Account code 026105-405 for asphalt, $68,511. And for account code 039200-9990, reserve in the amount of $152,407. Section 2, the amounts adjusting the receipt and expenditure accounts in Section 1 are for governmental purposes, and this budget ordained amendment was duly adopted by the fiscal court of Bullitt County, Kentucky, this day, the 4th day of March, 2014. That would be upon your approval.
Thank you, Ms. Shaw. You're welcome, Judge.
the motion to approve this amendment and also to give the judge the right to sign the amendment itself.
Thank you, Magistrate.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you. We have a motion, and a second. Any questions or discussion?
The copies that I have say February instead of March.
Mine does too, I just marked it.
Well, they were, we had the first reading February 4th,
Right.
signed off by the Department of Local Government at February the 21st,
Right.
and then today being March the 4th.
So that would be the third dated line, I guess.
Yes, that's the
Okay.
bottom, yeah.
So the form we have is okay, we just have to fill out the last line.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha, thank you. That's all I have.
Okay. Any other questions? The motion.
The motion is to approve the budget amendment to ordinance 13-14 and authorize the judge to sign the same.
And you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Number 2, under new business, first reading of ABC regulations ordinance. Treasurer, you want to read that?
Well, Bill, I think I need to pass on some information first.
Okay.
We were asked to update this to make it consistent with the law, which is the law change, which we have done, but that only basically changes the license. I got no direction as to whether you all wanted to update the fees, or if you wanted to deal with the issue where you can drink alcohol on election day now. So I made no changes to that. I only updated the section that is the name of the license, unless you all want me to make changes to the other. The fees that we have set, that you all are currently using on ABC licenses are from 1983. To my knowledge, they've never been updated. The statute says they can go up to $1,200, but you can only update them 5% over a 5-year period. So I can't make it retroactive back to 1983 and up to 5% every 5 years. You can only go from now. So if you wanted to do that, I would probably say let's make the changes before we have the first reading. The other thing is, if you want, I don't know what your position is, if you're okay with the new KRS that says you can drink any type of alcohol on election day, unless you specifically exclude that or limit that in your ordinance, that is the law. You want to read it as it is, just the name of the license change. I would like to do that, I just wanted to, your input.
What was the next one?
I have drafted it to update the names of the licenses, okay? But no one gave me any direction if they wanted to change the fees, which is at your discretion, or if you want to deal with the new state law that allows alcohol on election days. If you want to change the fees, or you want to deal with then we need to, I would encourage you, let's do it all in one document, tell me what you want to change, and then we'll pass the first reading to the next meeting. If you do not want to deal with those, we'll have first reading, we'll do the second reading at the next meeting. It matters not to me, it's whatever you all want to do.
How many years is these, do you have any idea how many years these licenses have been at this price?
Since 1983, the best I can figure, they've never been changed.
I would like to raise them 5% and still not bring the motion there.
I'm just saying, if you want to do either or, and you want me to put it in there, it would be better to do it now, than us passing it, going back and amending and whatever, so just do it one time. So you would like to update your license, that's fine, you want to tell me, I mean, you tell me what you want to do.
Anybody else?
5%?
Today is the first day that I've seen this.
Yeah, because
But we just got an email.
we just got notice of it and we put it together as fast as I could.
So, I mean, honestly, I haven't even read it yet, so I don't want to vote on anything I haven't read.
Well, you're not gonna vote on this today anyway. I'm just looking for guidance, because the only thing I was asked to do is bring it current with the existing law, which actually only would change the names of the license. I don't change the fees or would make a restriction upon the other change in the statute, which allows alcohol sales on election day, which is a significant change in the law. So if you all want to think about that or get back, we just need to do something soon because we're in March.
Well, there seems to be some indication that some changes do need to be made,
Okay.
yet to be discussed and determined. So I think it would be better not to read this into the record since it's going to be changed.
I agree.
So I make a motion to table this, pending further discussion and amendments.
Yeah, if y'all just want to email me what you would like to see changed, we can tweak something out, get it to you before the next meeting.
So if we get stuff to you within the next week.
Oh, yeah.
we'll be able to
Oh, yeah.
have some process.
The 5%, we've already calculated it, we know what it's going to be, I just didn't want to put it down here as a
You made a motion, did you?
I made a motion to table it pending discussion until next fiscal court meeting.
Thank you, magistrates. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion?
Judge, I have just a question or clarification. County Attorney, you're saying drinking alcohol on election day, do you mean selling it or drinking?
Selling it, sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But I just wanted
You can do whatever you want.
Well, I just wanted to
And any other questions on that? That's a good question. Okay, no other questions or discussion on that motion, so Ms. Green, I'll read that motion, please.
Yes, the motion is to table ordinance 14-04 pending further discussion.
Until next fiscal court meeting. Was that right, John?
Yeah, it'll be March the 18th.
March 18th, yes.
Okay, Ms. Green, I'll read the whole thing.
Sure.
Sorry.
The motion is to table ordinance 14-04 until March 18th, 2014, pending further discussion.
Thank you. Okay, may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcroft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Colangelo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Mr. Rogers?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Okay, magistrates, looks like we have two more things. Yeah.
We have a gentleman that's in the audience, and he's going to, if we table one more thing, he's going to cut the lace off the table.
Okay, under new business number 3, I wish to appoint Monty Miles to the Sheriff's Merit Board, and Monty is in the audience. Yeah, there he is. So if you have any questions, you're welcome to ask him. Do I hear a second to my motion?
I'll second.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? And Ms. Brown, you may follow. Well, read my motion.
The motion is to appoint Monty Miles to the sheriff's merit board.
Thank you. And you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
No.
Mr. Laswell?
No.
Mr. Bradshaw?
I abstain.
Judge Roberts?
Well, of course, I'm gonna say yes, because it's my appointee. So with that said, that's very disappointing to me. And may I ask, without putting anybody on the spot, but I'm certainly used to this, not having,
And you certainly always did that, so let's not do that.
no, that's not a question. I'm used to not having my appointees, it's much better than it used to be. But may I ask why? We'll move on. Then I don't wish to do number 4, so. And,
Why don't you do that?
I wish not to. My wish is to not do that because that is my prerogative. I'm the judge executive, I'm the one who makes the appointments.
You got it on the agenda, Judge.
No, it's my appointment, so I'm not gonna do that tonight.
Okay.
No. It's my prerogative that I don't have to do it, and you all can vote against my appointees. Okay, any other questions for me? Shall we move on, or would you like to ask me some more questions? Okay. I have nothing else. Do we need to go to executive session? Okay. Oh, motion to adjourn? Yes. Oh, yes, we do. We have 2 times.
I was gonna ask the court if we could settle on a date to hold a special meeting to discuss the lawsuit.
You discussed it.
The lawsuit.
Yeah. A special meeting.
The purpose, yeah, the purpose is to go into executive session on the second discussion lawsuit.
Yeah.
Let's go back.
Wait a minute. Okay, the deputy judge is meeting today. For the lawsuit, so. Let's go ahead and get this.
They had provided you the meeting date. She said that, any date that we chose, she would make sure she was.
What about the next meeting?
Oh, you're calling a special. I didn't know that would be soon enough, so that's why.
It would be better to be sooner, but if not, it won't be.
Okay, just do March 8th.
That's what I thought that was,
No, we need to do it sooner than that.
Okay, magistrates, we all give the deputy judge a date for a special fiscal court meeting, please.
The 18th is a morning meeting,
That's not, it needs to be sooner than that.
needs to be sooner than that.
Yes, sir.
Can y'all get Friday on the
added to the,
Monday,
What time?
4 o'clock. Judge?
Okay, Monica, 4 o'clock, Monday, March the 10th?
Yeah.
I can do that.
Okay.
Thanks for asking, though.
See, I'm used to this in court, we go round and round, but that's, let's shoot for Tuesday then. Okay, what about 4 o'clock Tuesday? Bullitt?
What day is that on? Tuesday.
Yeah, that's fine.
John?
It's okay.
Joe? Okay, 4 o'clock Tuesday, the 11th, yes. I have to be in Mount Washington by 7 for the fireworks, but surely we're gonna hurry our down.
It's a very short, it should be a very short meeting.
I have found that nothing is ever ending. And will be for executive session.
Okay, March the 11th at 4 o'clock, concerning the lawsuit, and we'll go into special, we will go into executive session. Deputy Judge, is there anything else? Because that was good. And I do apologize, we have 2 speakers who signed up. Ms. Higgins, go right ahead, come on up to the podium, and our deputy judge will get the timer ready. Good evening, how are you doing today?
I was here last fiscal court, and I brought up about the handbook that is way outdated, needs to be updated, possibly with legal problems with it as well.
I've expressed my concerns for 3 years.
Okay, for 3 years, we had a committee that no longer meets, and you need job descriptions and you need a pay scale. And I know that the pay scale is complicated, because there in the man, you hard to kind of express it. But I'm asking you to do your job, because this is your job. And I would like one of you to make a motion to get that job done. Because you point your finger at some of these department heads out here, we went for 8 months while you were out marking off. And the only proof you gave, Mr. Bradshaw, was the word on the street. Now, that's poor leadership. And Ruthie, did you ever use that scanner that you go over and go over?
Well, I don't know, Ms. Ashwell, let's give Ms. Higgins 3 minutes.
But I'd like to ask you to do your job.
Well, she's gonna let her take her 3 minutes, and then you'll have time to respond, okay? Go ahead, Ms. Higgins.
Well, I'm done. And I'd like you all to do your job like you want everyone else to do. It's a fair question, it's an important question. So
I'm gonna not use the scanner because we were told we could not go over there.
No, what's that, Mr. Ashfall? No, we're not gonna have it. No. And unfortunately, it has come to this point. Okay, I've asked for the rules to be followed. 3 minutes for the speaker, no interruption by the fiscal court. Now, I want the speaker to have 3 minutes. Deputy Judge, how many more minutes do we have? Okay, Ms. Higgins, go right ahead.
okay, well,
And then, after you're finished, the fiscal court will respond. Please adhere to those rules. Thank you.
well, I did, but I need to tell you this. The attorney Edison, the attorney for Martinox, Eric Ferris, did not tell you you couldn't go over and look at the books, and we already settled that. Mr. Bradshaw said he was mistaken. So you can go over and look at the books, you always do it. So you purchased a scanner, and you were going to go over there. I was just asking you if you've done that yet.
Okay, Ms. Higgins, are you finished? Okay.
Pardon? What did Mr. Hunt say?
Ms. Higgins, if you would, since you're finished, would you go ahead and sit down?
Sit down, okay.
Thank you, Ms. Higgins. And we will let the fiscal court respond, and there will be no time limit from the fiscal court members.
That has to do with the lawsuit, and I'm understanding that we're not supposed to talk about it.
Would be against advice of the council right now.
Okay, would anybody else on this would like to respond? If not, Ms. Higgins, you have a 1 minute rebuttal. Would you mind coming back up? I would, thank you. Now, again, just court members, Ms. Higgins will have a 1 minute rebuttal, no interruptions. Ms. Deputy Judge, thank you so much.
So what I'm asking is for you all to do your job. You've been advised by the county attorney that Bullitt County could be liable for this outdated handbook. And you need to update it with your, the job descriptions and the pay scale. And I would like to see where you all make a motion so that that job gets done, because we're liable. Bullitt County is, it could cost us money. And before you point the finger at others, let's do your job. And that's all I have to say.
And Ms. Higgins, you have some more time.
Well, I mean,
You don't have to take it though, it's okay. Thank you, Ms. Higgins. We do have another person who signed up to speak, that's Charlie Long. Is he still here? And Bob Condes. Do you mind standing? And you'll have 3 minutes, Bob.
Thank you. I just want to make a quick question. What does the sheriff's merit board person do if they're compensated?
Do you want to, I'll turn that over to Sheriff Greenwell. Are you finished with your question, Bob? Okay, thank you. Sheriff?
When we, the fiscal court voted to adopt the merit board for the sheriff's office, it's what 5 board members, and basically, they're looking out for everybody involved. They're not only looking out for the sheriff's office itself, or the county, but they're also looking out for the deputy in the event that they may be terminated or for whatever the situation may be. They'll meet once a month, I guess.
They'll have to set the terms of that once you get a board together.
You know, are they compensated?
For the sake of our process, now Bob, Sheriff, are you finished with yours?
Yeah, there's no compensation, it's just,
That's asking a question.
Mr. Conrad, you have 1 minute. You have
Well,
1
I'm
minute.
finished. He answered my questions. I'm satisfied.
Okay, I completed the agenda. I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second, and questions or discussion for adjournment. And Ms. Brandon, you call it off. Pascal?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.